The 2024 SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup is proudly brought to you by SunBet, Red Square, Bridgestone the tyre of choice, and Kawasaki South Africa. Welcome to Zwartkops Raceway for round 4, race 1 of the 2024 SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup, which once again forms part of the Extreme Festival. With the 4 qualifying sessions now done and dusted, it was time to fuel up those ZX10 machines. Check those all-important tyre pressures on the Bridgestone R11 tyres as the riders prepped themselves and their machines for what was to come. As always in the SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup, there is a family vibe. Family and friends come together to enjoy one thing: the love of motorsport, the love of SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup action. For the riders though, once they kit it up and head out on track, all bets are off and they become mortal enemies, all jostling for the best possible position that they can. The riders made their way out of pit lane then to start race 1 in what has become known as the fiercest, fastest, closest fought to real racing action in South Africa. Let's remind ourselves then of Friday and Saturday mornings, all-important qualifying sessions. Clinton Seller on pole, followed by High McMahon, Jason Lamb, Trevor Westman, Graham Frumidor, David Feringa, Apana Kanapfi, Byron Rothwell, Teddy Brook, James Barson, and Adi van Dalen. 15th, Renatus van der Kerk, Dieter Huisman, Peran Perisaraman, Jayo Cruz, Aubrey Marais, Stephen Golgotzi, Ian Harwood, Mark Newland, and newcomer Daryl Barrington also lining up on the grid. A 28-rider strong grid as the lights go on, the lights go off, and away we go for race 1, round 4 of the 2024 SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup. A brilliant start once again for Clinton Seller. Jason Lamb looking on the inside there of Han McMahon. Graham Frumidor getting ridden around the outside there, and that is by the number 60 machine of Trevor Westman, as the rest of the field make their way through the number 44 machine. That is the vastly experienced veteran rider, Johan Leroux. Let's take a ride on board then for the start with Jayo Cruz on the inside. You generally want to be on the outside here, heading into turn 1, which will give you the inside line, heading into the tight turn 2 here at Zwartkops Raceway. A little bit of bumping and barging, which has become the norm here in the SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup. There is a number 15 machine on the inside there. That is, of course, James Barson. Just ahead of them is Stephen Golgotzi. But a little bit of an issue there, lack of acceleration for James Barson. Now, we know he was battling all throughout qualifying with some fuel pump filter issues. And that's a clogged up fuel filter. The number 93 machine of Teddy Brook looking amazing heading up the hill. Speaking about up the hill, Clinton Seller being followed very closely. A great start there for the number 4 machine of Han McMahon. Those two are pulling a gap on the rest of the field as the rest of the field come through. And that's hand up there for James Barson. So as we suspected, yet another issue there for James. He would have to pull out of the race. A race where he had qualified quite high up. So disappointing there for James. Hopefully he can be back better and stronger for race 2. As the rest of the field make their way across the line for the start of race 2. Listen to those ZX10R machines roaring up front. Clinton Seller ahead of Han McMahon on the number 4 machine. Beautiful slow-mos here, as we can see exactly what these riders go through. Braking for turn 2, which is a second gear hairpin. A great opening lap for David Feringa on the number 117 Wheels on Line machine, being followed there by Adi van Dalen. Number 88, that is Christian Carvello, also heading into turn 1. Number 33, that is Raymond Keel, being followed by the 48 machine of Aubrey Marais. A fantastic start. Raymond looking a lot more competitive out here at Zwartkops Raceway than he did at Kyalami. Up front though, Trevor Westman making all sorts of shapes and slides on his number 60 machine. As the riders made their way up the hill, it was Jason Lamb leading that battle for third ahead of Trevor Westman and Graham Frumidor. A fantastic showing for the defending champion as he gets to grips with that brand new spec ZX10R machine. Heading into the final corner here, that is turn 8 at Zwartkops Raceway. Second gear corner, very important to get the drive. And Clinton Seller, the number 11 King Pass Extreme machine, styling as he heads into and out of turn 1. here at Zwartkops Raceway to start yet another lap. Further back, that is the number 10 machine of Perron, who is chasing Jaya Cruz and Stephen Golgotzi. And this was a battle that raged on once again for the entire race. That is the number 65 machine there of Stewie Christie, being hotly followed by the number 48 machine. A bad start there from Aubrey Marais, who was looking at making places. Speaking about making places up, that is Jaya Cruz looking to go on the inside of Stephen Golgotzi on the number 91 machine as they head up the hill, getting followed by Perron. The leading riders come through the pack. The number 45 machine, that is Tyron Piper, having a much better outing here than he did at Kyalami. Number 57, that is Renatus van der Kerk, and that is making his way out of the fast left-hander, heading into the final corner where we pick up David Feringa on his wheels on line ZX10 machine. Behind Feringa, though, heading into turn 1, it was a battle between Golgotzi, Cruz and Perron Parasaraman, and that is Jaya going up the inside there of Stephen Golgotzi, and he later said he was battling with a little bit of electronic issues on his ZX10, keeping the revs high, which forced him to actually make that move up the inside every time on Stephen in turn 1. Quite entertaining to watch then. Heading down the back straight into turn 4, Renatus van der Kerk ahead of the hard-charging Dieter Huisman, and they had now pulled a sizable gap on the battle behind them between Jaya Cruz. Aubrey Marais was at the back of this group as well, Stephen Golgotzi, and that's Perron as well. We're further up the road, Adi van Dalen having a stonking ride inside the top 10 on his ZX10. Mark Newland, the number 2 machine, having a great ride. He has some scores to settle with the Zwartkops Raceway track after a nasty accident here a couple of years back. Aubrey Marais heading into the final corner out of turn 8, while Dieter Huisman was already heading into turn 1. So it was still Golgotzi out of Perron and Mark Newland, with Aubrey Marais giving chase. Stewie Christie and Raymond Kill just behind them, and Ian Harwood looking at closing that gap with the newcomer Daryl Barrington just behind him. A fantastic outing so far in race 1 from Ian Harwood. Just goes to show you, buy some new leathers, find a couple of seconds in lap time, and that is Renatus van der Kerk ahead of Dieter Huisman and Jaya Cruz, who have now pulled a gap on this battle between Golgotzi, Perron, Mark Newland having a good outing as well, and that is Aubrey Marais just behind them heading up the hill. And you've got to be late on the brakes here. Speaking about late on the brakes, that's Aubrey Marais making a move on Mark Newland and trying to get past Perron at the same time. So a fantastic move there from Aubrey. As we catch up with the leaders again, heading into turn 1, Trevor Westman on his Project 60 number 60 machine, looking good heading into turn 1. And this was still a battle that was raging, and it was raging for an overall podium position. That's Jason Lamb still keeping ahead of Trevor Westman, with Graham from Vidal hot on the heels as well, currently in 5th place, but looking to get into those overall podium positions. So a much better outing there from Vidal. The number 42 machine, that is of course Jason Lamb, and he is in fact a veteran rider, so he rides in the C group, but he tends to ride up front, and he's currently leading the championship in the veterans class. And what is that? That is a crash. That is turn 4. That is a high-speed crash from Teddy Brook. So a nasty crash there from the veteran rider, slow to his feet there, as you can expect. A nasty place to crash, so let's hope he is okay. As we pick up the number 77 machine, that is Apana Ganapathy. So Apana having a great ride as well in the top 10. Oh, and the move! No, Trevor Westman almost clipping the back wheel there, heading into turn 2 of Jason Lamb. So you would have to gather that lost ground and try it again. Speaking about trying again, no trying again for the number 4 machine in a lonely 2nd place. That is Han McMahon setting personal best lap times. So a great outing so far from Hein. As you can see, this battle for 3rd now, after that incident, had sort of spread out a little bit, but it was still Lamb ahead of Westman and Van Bredor. And great to see Teddy Brook up and walking. So the nasty crash here seemed to have got away with it, but the bike not so lucky. The bike normally takes a few barrel rolls there in turn 4 when you crash. So let's hope he can be out for race 2. Keith Agliotti, a great performance out in race 1, running well within the top 10 positions on his Ridgeway race bar back machine. And that is Adi van Dalen ahead of Apana Ganapathy. They were having a ding-dong battle the whole race, with Keith Agliotti just behind that group. Out front, the forgotten man, Clinton Seller, who had now had a commanding lead, starting to make his way past some back markers. That is the number 134 machine of Michael Lowe. So Clinton Seller heading into and out of turn 4. He had now made his way past Lowe. As this battle continued, that's Aubrey Marais. He had now chased down Cruz, managed to get past Jayo, with Stephen Golgotzi hot on their heels, Perron and Mark Newland. This battle raged on the entire race, where further behind them it was still that group with Stewie Christie, Raymond Keel, and that is a newcomer, Daryl Barrington, who had now closed the gap on the two riders ahead of him, looking for a great performance out here in his debut race at round 4 of the 2024 SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup. Back with the battle then up front for the final podium places, and it was Trevor Westman around the outside into turn 1, up the inside in turn 2. Yes, he forced Jason Lamb to pick up that machine. He made that move stick a hard but clean move, and that promoted Trevor Westman on his Team Wayward Project 60 machine up into the final podium place, with Jason Lamb just behind in 4th and Graham from Idar in 5th. They were coming up to lap Taran Papa on the number 45 machine. Would backmarkers play a role in deciding the final podium places? It would be up to the riders to make their way cleanly past the lap traffic, as they were looking at doing here. Trevor Westman cleanly through, Jason Lamb cleanly through, and it looks like Graham from Idar getting a little bit held up there by Taran Papa, who was holding his own racing line. That's what you need to do. Don't move out the way. Hold your racing line. Just unfortunately, wrong place, wrong time there. So Graham from Idar would have to make up that lost ground. David Feringa, the number 117 machine, still ahead of Adi van Dalen and Apana Ganapathy as that battle raged on. But Jayo Cruz and Aubrey Marais were still having a ding-dong battle. And that's Jayo up the inside again in turn 1. Exactly the same move. Oh, he was doing, oh, look at that. Aubrey giving Jayo no room at all, as Jayo almost hit into the back of Aubrey heading into turn 2. What a fantastic race. What a fantastic battle amongst these SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup riders. Battles throughout the whole field, as you would expect. Aubrey then deciding to check out ahead of Jayo Cruz. And that is the lap traffic. Clinton Seller now coming up to that group, but he would allow Stephen Golgotti to do another lap, as Clinton Seller took yet another victory in his title aspirations for 2024. Up for the battle for second, it was obviously a lonely ride for Han McMahon, a fantastic second place, while third place went to Trevor Westman ahead of Jason Lamb, and Graham from Idar in fantastic 5th place, as an exciting and enthralling race 1 here at Zwartkops Raceway comes to an end. Not over yet to Adi van Dalen. Oh, looking at making a move on Apana Ganapathy. They make contact, a hard landing there from Apana Ganapathy on the number 77 machine. So that is very unfortunate. Adi looking at making a move on the last corner, last lap. Unfortunately, Apana not seeing him there, and Adi had to grab a handful of brakes, losing the front and making contact with Apana Ganapathy, who was unfortunately later diagnosed with a broken leg, so would take no further part in the racing day's action. So get well soon there, Apana, as the rest of the riders made their way into Park Ferme. A big thumbs up from Ian Harwood, who had a fantastic ride. Stephen Golgotzi, Mark Newland discussing and sharing and comparing notes there. And that is Mark Newland. A fantastic ride. Let's hear from Johan Leroux. And how was that?
It was lekker, eh? No, it was very lekker.
A little bit hot. You enjoying that Red Square reload?
Yeah. Again, I'm in one piece, bike in one piece, happiness. Wait for the next one.
And the race, how did it go for you?
Lekker, very nice. Passed a couple of oaks. Yep.
And never got past?
Nobody got past me as far as I know. But then again, I can't see that far.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe somebody did.
Well done. Time for a power nap and then get ready for race 2.
Thanks, my man.
With race 1 done and dusted, then let's take a quick look at the results. Clinton Seller, yet another victory ahead of Han McMahon in 2nd, Trevor Westman in 3rd, Jason Lamb, Graham from Idar in 5th, David Feringa in 6th, Johan Leroux 7th, Byron Rothqual, Christian Carvello, and rounding out the top 10, Renatus van der Kerk, Adi van Dalen, and Apana Ganapathy still classified in 16th and 17th place respectively after that red flag. Ahead of Perron, Stewie Christie, Raymond Keel, Daryl Barrington, a newcomer, Ian Harwood, Michael Lone, Tyron Piper in 25th was the last of the finishers. Gentlemen, race 1 done and dusted here for round 4 of the 2024 SunBet ZX10 Cup. And a fantastic race. Hines, second place. Yeah. A great ride there. I'm interested to see the lap time. See if you broke those twos.
No, not yet. I see the optimal was a 3-0, so close to the twos, but I'll get there.
You'll get there. And Byron, a great race. It looked like you had a great battle there. How was your race?
Horrible start. Lost a good couple of places off the start, but lots of fun catching up. So.
Great stuff. Well, guys, best of luck for race 2. Down that red square reload, and we'll see you guys out in race 2.
Thanks, guys.
Trevor Westman, race 1 done and dusted. Yeah, a brilliant third place. But Jason Lamb and Graham from Midor pushed you all the way, made you work for that. You're battling a bit with an injured hand. So how was that for you?
Yeah, it was quite tough in the beginning. On the starts, I was very confident to get in the front straight away, but obviously I went into the first turn, I went up the hill and my finger's just not doing it for me. I break with one finger and I put so much strain on it, tendon's torn. So yeah, I just hung on behind Jason and then I knew, like, I saw the lap board, 3 laps to go, and I tried into turn 2 and it didn't work, and I knew I had to do it sooner or later. So I had to do he was on the curb, I went on the curb next to him, dropped past him into the turn 2, and I put my head down. I think I gapped him a bit. But yeah, I just managed to finish that race, honestly. The last turn, I was pushing all I could, and it was mentally sore. But yeah, I'm happy with the third place.
Awesome. Well, look, have a red square reload, get re-energized, and back at it for race 2.
Yeah, thank you.
The 2024 SunBet ZX10 Masters Cup is proudly brought to you by SunBet, Red Square, Bridgestone the tyre of choice, and Kawasaki South Africa.